I think a lot of times the problem that people have is it's AI generated.
Mhm.
Well, if I'm doing the dump of my information and then chat can come back and show me what I've got and we can do some iterations and cleanup, it's my thinking.
That's
It's
right.
not AI's thinking. And you're right, that's huge because for me, blank sheet, starting from a blank sheet is like awful. I mean,
Mhm.
awful.
The AI world is moving fast, but we make it easy. Welcome to the AI Because podcast, your shortcut to turning AI hype into real results.
So welcome, and no, you're not seeing double, triple, whatever. We're freaking all back in the room together. This is so
Absolutely.
exciting.
Yeah.
Manoj was traveling around the world like Michael does. A lot of times we're like, where in the world is Michael? And then we were like, where in the world is Manoj? And he's back. So welcome to this episode of AI because there's a lot happening and I'm so excited.
Mhm.
So let's kick it off. Michael, what's in your world, sir?
Uh, Not much.
That is such a lie. That is such a lie. You have snow outside your window.
Yeah, I have that much. Yeah.
What's new in your world? What are you working on?
I've been working lately on using Copilot and Claude. Claude for cleaning data and creating and I find Claude is very strong in and creating applications that deals with data to clean it up and interact with it, and then I can take it from there into other solutions like
So, can
Lovable
you
Soap.
do an example? Like when you say, I think of scrub data, right? When you think of
Yeah,
clean it, but what are you getting it from somewhere? You're
yeah.
doing what? So, what's an example of that for
So, for
people?
example, I'll bring some sales reports and purchase reports.
Yeah.
And I'm working on right now and I start with Claude, where I can do comparables and matching. So managing inventory, over purchasing, under purchasing, the purchasing behavior and comparables, and doing a nail analysis of
Uh-huh.
items that can be viewed and see where are we heading, right?
Is this the pharmacy?
Yep, yep,
Okay,
yep,
so you're doing it's forecasting.
yeah.
Does it help forecast what you're going to be purchasing in the future or
It,
product decisions or
it's more monitoring behavior
okay.
forecasting. So you're more on, your eyes are open and you can monitor. You have a dashboard. My ideal
Yeah,
goal at the end is to have a dashboard, but starting with one
right.
thing. There's so many aspects in the financials, right? And in the workflow with operations. I'm just starting with one match, which is sales and purchases, finding matching items. How are we doing on behavior with orders?
Yeah.
Because down the road, I can go so much more than that. I can see, once I have this, I can see more on what's my average, what's my margins, I can see more. I can compare
Yeah.
now with vendors as well. I can see how am I doing. If I can have a real time reports, I can actually right away see and correct if there is any errors in the system or any daily operations. But
Right.
we need to review this right
Okay.
away within us, and I can once I have this, I can review and be right on within hours instead of used to be weeks, and it will be past deadlines and lost opportunities.
You know what I think of too, Michael, in this, and I think of other people. So if you focus more on in fact, it happens in medium-sized businesses too. I'm thinking more small business, staffing.
Yeah,
When you get to a certain level of employees and you're trying to match up, here's my availability employee,
yeah,
here's the schedule needs, right?
yeah.
And you could overlay sales volume. If I think of a retail organization, right, when those peaks are, I know healthcare, it happens all the time, that they try and match up. Like, here's where our biggest peak is to be able to align staffing with that. Those kind of things are like a brain challenge. that it would be cool to, and I didn't really think about it, but cool to be able to sync those things up more air quote easily. And then as a human, be able to look at it and say, okay, what does this mean? Because a lot of times it's super challenging for people. You got people that are going into doing calendaring schedules and they have no idea how to pull all that stuff together.
And I'll tell you one thing, since I've been working on a lot of reports and analysis on data and flows, we don't have 13 months with equal days.
No, we don't. Do you just realize this?
But this is the solution. If we should, like,
We should. Okay.
we should. Now looking at it,
Okay.
this is the root cause of all evil. To be honest.
You heard
wait
it
a
here,
minute, let's-
folks. You heard it here. The root
Let's
cause
back up and let's try to
month does not have equal days.
let's try to connect those dots. I'm not with you.
Okay. So what I'm saying,
I don't know that we want to go down that rabbit hole.
no. I'm just saying, like, AI is the only one can operate with so many variables because of our cycles.
Oh, the evil you're talking about is the hallucinations we may get from AI. Okay, so
No.
let's just
I
be
mean,
really narrow on our evil.
no, I'm sorry. I should have explained. So with financials and operations, you have always it's very rare you would have the same cycle of if it's a biweekly, if it's a monthly, even biweekly and monthlies, they are not the same number of days. So if you're creating a consistent comparables and seeing behavior and projection, and you can and managing flow, it's always there's variables, and you don't know what hit you because of so many variables. It's very
Yes.
hard to have a one constant
Yes.
because of the behavior of the
There
months
are
and the days.
24 hours in a day. There are 7 days in a week.
Yes, that's good.
There are
But once we
52
stop there,
weeks in a year.
but we stop there
52
because
weeks in a year.
but we stop there.
then it goes off the rails. It just goes off the rails. Yeah.
But they're
But I'm
separate
saying-
trends, though, right? Like you could do a weekly trend. You could do a
Daily.
monthly trend. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. But you just keep them. They're separate trends, right?
Well, and you compare seasonality. So February of this year compared to February of
Right.
last year.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a monthly. That's a
Yeah.
monthly trend.
There's
Yeah.
so many, yes, and
No.
that's good. But the best
Yeah.
thing is if you can have something that would normalize. Once you normalize those periods, then you can see your numbers. How are we doing on purchases versus in sales? Is this like for a month that is 31 days versus February that is 28 days? Am I comparing?
Except every 4 years. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
fair comparison for sales or purchases.
No.
Right.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
that's why you have to go down to a smaller denominator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking
Yeah.
us.
You're
to
very
that
welcome.
whole
Sorry not to be-
rabbit hole.
didn't mean
I
to be
so
much
appreciate
detail.
that. Steve, can you get us out of this rabbit hole?
Yeah, you know what?
We're in?
I'm gonna be really simple. My biggest thing that I've been working on lately has been using AI voice, specific AI dictation specifically, because I used dictation a lot before, but it was always so difficult because you had to be so literal with it, and it would be so literal with me. You know, it's like you talk to it and you say, okay, period, right? And then go to the next one, right? Well, now the AI has gotten really, really, really good. And so you could say 5 times, like when you're thinking, and then you won't see any ums on the output on the type. It captures what the essence is of what you are trying to say, right?
Yeah.
And so because of that, now I mean I theoretically could ditch the keyboard about at least 50% of the time. And that's just huge for because it's I don't know if it's 4 times faster, 5 times faster, who knows, right? But it's orders of magnitude
It's a
faster.
shit ton faster.
Yeah, it's
And
a
that's
lot.
a real measurement.
Well, and then by the way, I haven't even gotten into the power uses of it. The power uses are like respond to this email, and then it will actually give you a whole thing. You don't even have to dictate the response to the email, right?
Well, the other stuff that I'll say, I've been using voice for a while, is I'll
Uh-huh.
do a mind dump
Hmm.
into chat just
Hmm.
on stream of thought. Here's all my thinking on all the stuff. So I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that's what you're talking about with your ums, because there will be ums in mind dumps.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'll do that, and then I'm going to give it a command, basically clean this up, because
Hmm.
I need to know my starting point with this.
Hmm.
So that I think a lot of times the problem that people have is it's AI generated.
Hmm.
Well, if I'm doing the dump of my information, and then chat can come back and show me what I've got, and we can do some iterations and cleanup, it's my
Hmm.
thinking.
That's
It's
right.
not AI's thinking. And you're right, that's huge, because for me, blank sheet, starting from a blank sheet is like awful. I mean,
Hmm.
awful. I don't dive in
Hmm.
it. But if I can start with something that I'm editing, which is my own thought, so
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's huge.
Even
Huge.
even in interacting with AI. For example, like if I'm and I've started using Claude more and more and ChatGPT less and less.
So is
And
Michael.
yeah, and well, and I can explain why. I mean, basically the analytics are better, and it's also it can read like if you give it a bunch of files, it's gonna take higher fidelity from those files. And and so anyway, I've started using that, but regardless of which I'm using, there's times that I want to give it additional context. But if I'm typing, I may just get tired of like just not give it a bunch of more context. If I'm
Mhm.
talking, I don't mind. I'll give it as much context as I want.
I didn't know
So
that about you, that you could talk and give so much more context.
I can. I know. It's one of those things. It's like
I know. I
it's
didn't know
got
that about you.
it has its own set of physics. If I start
Yeah.
talking, it's hard to
Yeah.
shut me up, right? Like it's
Yeah, no, no.
invented.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Can't relate. So yeah. So Claude is your go-to now. Okay. That's
Yes,
interesting. All right.
much more.
Greg,
Well,
how
the
about
best,
you?
the best.
Huh? Go ahead.
I'll finish this one thing. The best thing
No,
I've
yeah.
heard is ChatGPT is great for divergent thinking. So if you're brainstorming, you want to generate a lot of ideas. ChatGPT is probably better for generating a lot of ideas, but then you got to converge, and then you can use Claude to converge all those different things. And it's
Chat's
not
been
that
having
ChatGPT
issues
can't do it,
lately too.
huh? It,
Chat's been having issues when they went to, because they
yeah.
went to 5.1.
Mhm.
Um, and oh my God, down constantly, couldn't do uploads, couldn't do, I'm like, oh my God. I went over to Grok.
Hmm.
I was in the middle of a project, and I'm like, I cannot do this.
Hmm.
So I went to Grok, and Grok is so freaking fast.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So fast. I'm just
Hmm.
like, I love this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Grok is great.
I've been using Grok lately.
Mhm.
Chat too, because I'm just so used to it. I'm a creature of habit. But yeah,
Mhm.
Grok was like, thank you, buddy.
By the way,
Mhm.
speaking about Grok on this part, something I've been working on Lovable, just creating an app or a website browser, and sometimes we get stuck on Lovable. The best thing is you take where you are with all the details, even the code and everything, and
Mhm.
start a conversation with Grok, ideally in the beginning. And
Mhm.
Grok got me unstuck
Yeah.
Mhm.
much more better than Lovable itself. Even Lovable have the chat feature where you activate it, doesn't count more on credit, but
Mhm.
still didn't help with that. The best thing that got me unstuck right away and kept moving was when I moved everything into Grok. This is where
Yeah.
I am. What's the problem?
I
And
had
it
to
gave me
go.
what I
Oh yeah,
needed to
go
know.
ahead. Yeah, I had to go Grok when chat was doing all its thing, and I was like locked into something. And it was this long conversation I'd have with chat. And then I go into Grok, and it's like being at the doctor.
Yeah.
And then you tell everybody the thing, and then someone else comes in, they go, so what's going on? You're like, what? I mean, literally, you're starting over. And I'm like, oh no, I can't, no. So I went and literally copied the entire thread, put it on a Word doc, and then uploaded into Grok, and then I was off and running. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's like, it was, I mean, the speed at which it
It's right.
provided responses far exceeded any conversation I've had with chat.
Right.
Yeah, interesting. Well, they do have the largest data center, cluster
Mhm.
of GPUs. Yeah, in
Yeah, the
Memphis,
responses
Tennessee.
were so
Yeah,
fast.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
this is
so
the free
fast.
version, right, Michelle? The
Yeah.
free
That's
version.
the free
Yeah.
version. You're right.
Yeah, I'm on the free
So
version. It was crazy.
you're not even using the Grok Fast yet.
No, no, I'm not using the fast one. I'd have to see because it'd be pretty big. That's the challenge that we run into. The longer that we're using AI is the investment to move over is greater as our processes are deeper into, because I have custom GPTs built in chat that I don't have that same stuff set up in Grok does Grok even have the equivalent?
Yeah.
Of custom
Okay.
The
Yeah.
agent, yeah.
But it would be, I was super impressed. I mean, super impressed. So yeah. Greg, what's happening in your world? Do you have snow out your window too?
I have snow out my window
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh, I'm
Yes.
so
Yeah.
jealous of you guys. We don't want it
Uh,
snowing where I live though, because people would they don't know how to drive in snow. It was different when I lived in the Sierras and people know how to, well, most people know how to drive in the snow, but yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Different world.
It's an annual training session here as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
yeah.
People
wanna say
forget,
that,
I can't
but-
slam on the brakes. Yeah, you can, and your car's gonna keep moving. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I believe the title of our last podcast was something like don't chase the shiny objects. Well, admittedly, I've been kind of doing that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So kind of going back to the image generation thing, I mean, I haven't had an opportunity to play with Nano Banana and the new VO3 very much, and so I kind of was going to dedicate this week to do that, and I ended up chasing some shiny objects. So coming back to Grok, I've had more control prompting, I guess, creating images and getting some variability. And I kind of had to let Midjourney go because Midjourney wasn't giving me what I was asking for, right?
Yeah.
So I've had a pretty good Kling subscription for a long time, and so I was able to take some of those images and move them into Kling, and was trying to kind of make videos out of them, but I was having consistent character issues. So if if you're into Pixar or animation or storybooks and things, getting consistent characters on
It
something like
matters.
Video Express I've had for 6 months, it's pretty easy to do in those types of things. But if you want a bit of a more realistic character, the challenge exists. So actually just late last week, I came across Flux and spent a little bit of time over the weekend generating consistent realistic characters on Flux, and it looks like it's going to be successful. So again, during this weekend, I guess we were on a bit of a course again that working with N8N
Oh, an
building
AI marathon.
AI marathon. Yeah, that's kind of what it was. It had moments of glory and moments of frustration. Just some of the tools we're working with don't always work the way we want them to.
Mm-hmm.
And Telegram is something I'm just getting used to and not really enjoying very much, trying to work with some of the automations. The reason I guess I'm doing some of this is Telegram.
Telegram
it's
was like the user
type of thing.
interface. Telegram
Yeah.
was like the user interface.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm like, because Telegram is for messaging. Is that
Yes, yeah.
okay?
So the reason, the reason I'm kind of using that is coming back to this marine biology project, trying to build a chat bot, and everything in N8N is used to be more linear, but there is some integrations there now that are looking pretty promising for me anyway. And it's not the platform, it's my experience and my skills that I'm
Yeah.
working to expand upon. So coming back to the shiny object thing, then you get to the knowledge base that I want to work on. We were, kind of working on a bit of a companion animal project, and so I still have 3 months of Manus that 3 months free that I can enjoy. So again, the shiny object thing came along, and Manus and I went on a marine animal exploration, and I wasted way too much time, way too much time. But as far as
You were
what my
learning, Greg. You were
database,
learning.
yeah, what my database could look for, it looks much more promising. So it wasn't a total
Oh.
waste, but yeah, I got led down the
Did
garden
you get
path.
enough out of it that you're going to extend your 3 months?
I
Or you,
haven't I haven't decided. I
okay.
haven't decided.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gifted 6 months, and so I have been using it sporadically, and when I do, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there
That's
definitely
it.
are
And
some
we're
some
back to
benefits.
it's an interesting thing when the commitment of time to go and try something else. With me, and I agree with you on Mid-Journey. I don't know how, because Manoj, you are super active or were super active in Mid-Journey. I let Mid-Journey go because it just, to your point, it wasn't consistent enough, and it would get this weird stuff that would come through. I'm like, where's this coming from? What background is happening that this is
Mhm.
filtering in and giving me these really weird images? And the only thing I was using it for was to animate images. That's the only thing I got to the point that I was using it for.
Yeah.
Give
Um,
it a try, Greg, for Grok, the image generator, because they have built in
Flux.
the consistent image
Yeah,
worthy
because they
And
use
Grok.
Flux. Yeah, Grok uses
Oh,
Flux.
they do. So that makes
Ah,
Yeah.
sense why in Flux
Yes.
you've got more consistent stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay.
yeah.
Manoj,
Yes.
how about you? Are you still Mid-Journey?
I'm canceling this month. So yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
just made
I
that
cancel
decision.
mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. It's not worth
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
especially
everything else
because
that's out
yes,
there.
so much is available. Yeah, so
Yeah,
because yeah, we were using Midjourney when all the other tools were not great.
yeah,
But again, they've
yeah,
not caught on. I think the newer models have only
yeah,
gone back in
yeah.
terms of yeah what they generate.
So what's been happening with you, sir? What do you got
Yeah.
for us?
Yeah, so just yeah, back from UAE. So I was there for 2 weeks. It was an exploration trip because I think UAE and Saudi, after US and China, they're the third biggest country in terms of AI investments.
Hmm.
So I was there talking, meeting to a lot of people, trying to see where they are, whether it's a hype, whether it's real, and it is definitely real. It is
Yeah.
definitely in terms of what is happening on the ground because I didn't realize they were the first country to appoint an AI minister in
Mm.
2017, and
Mm,
ChatGPT
Wow.
came out in 2022.
Wow.
mm.
So,
Wow.
so, so very early, and then they already have like 20 plus chief AI officers in the public sector. So the government is it's coming from the top down, where the government is driving. So
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
organizations
they're
are
forward
logging.
thinking. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
forward thinking.
Yeah, and it's just
Wow.
yeah, the amount of investments that they've made. So they've got 20 plus chief AI officers, like pretty much every public sector department has a chief AI officer. They were the first country to sign a deal with OpenAI where they would give ChatGPT Plus to all the citizens
Hmm.
of UAE. So you don't have to pay $20 if you are a UAE citizen. That hasn't been rolled out yet. So I checked with a few people. So they said it's not been rolled out, but it's
No.
it's been announced. That's the policy. But yeah, we ran our Copilot course. We had 20 seats. 20 seats were taken up, and then met various risk management teams. So they definitely are far ahead.
Yeah.
Uh, in terms of adoption, many organizations have already given Copilot to everybody. They've already created in-house training courses on Copilot, and
Wow, that's good.
uh, yeah, yeah. So that was good feedback. So we have to now see what do we do? What do we
Yeah.
do? But yeah, they are a little advanced in so we can then build more advanced agents and do more advanced
Which
things.
is exciting, is that
Yes.
if you've got people with foundational knowledge, it's like now you can go to the next level and it's like, okay, that's where you're really going to have some fun.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I want to give, is this a good time to give an update on the
Oh
code?
yeah,
Because there's,
definitely.
a couple of features. That's the other thing. Because, for me, I'm dealing with financial services
Yeah.
industry. So 90% or more of them are going with Copilot. So Copilot is then where we spend a lot of time. And then, of course, Microsoft has been very active since June. So they like every 2 or 3 weeks, there's some new functionality which keeps dropping in. And I want to share you a couple of very cool functionality they have added recently, and one as of today, it was made available in my version. So let me just quickly share my screen. So the first sort of new functionality is this, that Copilot is now available as a formula in Excel. So in this case, I have a risk name I have entered for a bank, theft of customer data by cyber criminals. And here, then I've said Copilot, and then I give the prompt to say, okay, imagine you're a risk management expert, review the details of this risk. And this is where then I'm pointing to my risk. So you can point to any data in the cell and then run a prompt. And then in this case, I'm asking, give me 3 to 5 causes that can increase the likelihood of this risk happening. 10 to 15 words for each risk. So you can do your usual prompt engineering in that prompt. And then it'll go and send that risk and the prompt to Copilot. And then you get the results directly in your Excel spreadsheet. So at least for risk and compliance purposes, this is brilliant, because we were having to spend so much time, trying to copy and paste information from different places. And then you can have as many formulas as possible. So you do need the paid version to be able to access it, the $30 version.
Yeah.
To be able to access this functionality.
That's freaking awesome. And before we hit record, we were talking about that Steve mentioned that Google Sheets had this functionality too, and it does.
Yes.
And it's just super freaking cool. So, that you can, within what you're normally used to doing, to your point, Manoj, we're not copying and pasting anymore. We can pull in information from AI and confirm it. And, and you can also, you should be able to copy and paste values if you want to get rid of the formula and go,
of course,
hide and edit.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, and what we're talking about earlier, it's a starting point.
Yeah.
It is a starting point for something that before, I've just got blank whatevers. I think
And
it's
this is sort of that future, right? That AI needs to meet people where they are actually doing their work, rather than doing the work and then I have to go somewhere else to use AI, and then I have to bring it back to where I'm working. So it's a sort of step in that direction, that everything you do in whatever application, AI will be available.
Well, I think about job description stuff, right? So if I were to put, like, in the values, because of this formula, it's pulling on B2. The value in B2 is the name or title of a role.
Yes.
And get me the standard, primary job duties, or, the experience that's needed, or whatever. I mean, you can start building this stuff out and then tweak it for your particular need. And I think it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, because you can then, like, I can just then enter. It's so easy to then copy and paste once you've done that prompt engineering. So if I say,
well, can you drag it down?
Damage to, but I just need to give it a new risk. So damage to data center due to accidental fire. So if this is a new risk, now I want all of these variables to understand that it's, I can now just copy, and then you get this busy message when it's thinking, and then you get the results.
That's cute that it lets you know it's busy.
So you get the causes. Okay, causes is still thinking, but you've got the financial impact, you've got the controls you have to put in. You've got the KRIs to monitor. Okay, and then the causes came back. That I can now, do that prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is still important, because it is integrated there. But at least now, I can, when I'm doing my data manipulation, I can just call Copilot directly, because previously you had to upload a spreadsheet into Copilot or ChatGPT. It'll do the calculation, then you have to bring it back. So it just creates one less friction.
I love it.
Yeah. And then the second sort of feature they've added is this conversation, because this was in ChatGPT, where you could just have a conversation, a voice conversation. So now you have that voice conversation, you can have with Copilot. Because previously they only had the dictation where you could say.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Because it has the exact look of Copilot, right? I mean, ChatGPT.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it'll just open up, and then you can have a chat. Hey, can you tell me if I have received any email from Simon today?
I can't check your emails or any personal data like that. But if you're expecting an email from Simon, you might want to check your inbox.
Yeah, go check your own
That's
inbox.
really helpful.
Dude, I'm not gonna do the work for you.
This is
But this was because this was in the web mode. So
Oh,
if you
that's
go to work
hilarious.
mode,
So go ahead and try it in work mode. Go to the voice.
okay. So if we go in the work mode,
Going, sorry,
hey,
dude.
can you tell me if I received any email from Simon today?
It looks like you've received a few emails today addressed to someone named Simon, but I'm not entirely sure which Simon.
Okay, it's Simon Wilkins. Simon Wilkins.
Yes, you did receive an email from Simon Wilkins today. It's about the weekly OpRisk podcast and newsletter update from Risk Spotlight.
All right. Hey, and have I got any meetings scheduled tomorrow on my calendar?
You've got 2 meetings scheduled for tomorrow. The first one is the AI Mastery networking
That's
session.
cool.
Starting at 8
So you can sort of interrupt it and like you can do with the
Yeah,
GPT,
I like
but
it.
it has access to all your emails, to your
Uh-huh.
calendar
Love it.
in Outlook. So you can then just have a conversation with of your OneDrive. The data is in OneDrive. You can say,
I
hey, can
love
you go
it.
find
Because
that
he
file
can
and
he
summarize?
can
Well,
easily
you just
prompt
got an
it.
assistant. You just
He
got a
can
freaking
Yes.
assistant.
he can
Yes.
easily prompt it to suggest a reply because we want to focus on this and this and this. And I
Yeah.
love that. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I did, and my brain goes to the thing I'm excited about is that over the weekend, because we're recording on Monday, that they announced the automations and the additional functionality in Google Gemini, Google Workspace. And I'm so freaking excited about it because the thing I've been complaining about is Microsoft and the Copilot, I mean in the ecosystem of Microsoft 365 has what you just demonstrated. And it's like, so where's Google in this race? You know? But Google Workspace has automation, some other stuff. So I'm going to play with that because my primary world is within Google.
Mhm.
And so I'm really looking forward to playing with that to see what's going on and I'll put a link to the podcast I stumbled across. There were 2 different ones that were talking about it, but it's like Rob the AI guy or whatever. And I liked it because we don't need to repeat it for everyone here, but he went through the functionality pretty quickly. And so I'll put that link in so people can see it. Super, super excited about that because I think it starts to close that gap of functionality that you just talked about within the ecosystem because I've got stuff on, Google Drive and, my Gmail and all the stuff. And I want to be able to sort through the barrage of emails that I get, which are just ridiculous. The spam stuff, the promotional stuff, I want to be able to look and I think I was talking, he'll get 200 to 300 emails overnight. I won't get 200 to 300, but I easily have 75 to 80 by the time the morning comes, new ones. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is nuts, overnight, all this stuff. And so I just want to get to what are the things I actually need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because I find myself manually having to go back. If I've clicked on something, it will get lost if it's not unread. And so
Yeah.
I have to mark it unread again to be able to make sure it's top of mind. But one of the things you can do is set up the automation to where it's going to give you a recap, a summary in the morning. You can set it to do every morning at a certain time. What are the unread emails that I have?
Yeah.
And then it can summarize those. So I just think it's just huge, the time savings that you're going to have. And I think it's going to contribute to people being more efficient, especially when you look at solopreneurs, small businesses. And we're talking people that might have 50 people that are still doing the stuff in the weeds themselves.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. No, and on those lines, I also attended Tony Robbins. His team had organized a
Yeah.
huge webinar. So it was like 120,000 people live on a webinar. So it was it was like a 3-day event of like 3 hours each. And then the various speakers were there. Arthur Brooks was there, the happiness expert.
Yes.
But they were launching a course. So this is a 3 months or a 2 months course for about $1,000 to create your AI clone. So that was the focus of the course for
Yeah.
small entrepreneurs, for solopreneurs, because what they were going to teach was how do you sort of put your values, your about your business, so you tell enough about AI so that you can use AI's expanded intelligence, expanded memory, the web search functionality, that you can really extend yourself. So I
Mhm.
was glad to see that that was the focus of the course. And we've already done Mind Valley and other courses. So for me, for me, I thought, yeah, okay, it was basic. I didn't join the course, but in parallel, I have started then creating an AI clone for myself. So I'm just, sort of training it on my priorities and my style and so on. So I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to see if
There
that.
was somebody, and this was a while back, Manoj. I want to say it was last summer,
Hmm.
that he was talking about the building all that structure about it from a personal standpoint and then from a business standpoint, so
Yeah,
that when you interact, I'm going to say it's a custom GPT. When you interact with it, it
yeah,
has that foundation, right? Of
yeah.
values, who you are, what's going on, and it informs the outputs dramatically.
Yes. Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
So I think it's cool stuff. Yeah. I'm excited. There is a lot happening in this
Yeah,
in
but you
this.
could see from our earlier discussion that even we're a slightly advanced user, but we're still jumping from one tool to another. So that
Yes.
still tells me that, okay, it's still early days.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very
Uh,
much early days. Oh, I mean,
yeah.
it's very, there's whole new categories of tools. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still seeing, I saw a new type of tool yesterday I had not seen before.
What?
Yeah.
Like when you're on a meeting, and I don't remember the name of it right now, but I'll believe me, I'll know by the next time that we have our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're on a meeting, you can actually feed it information and it will real time. Like if someone is talking about or using acronyms or talking about a subject that you're not familiar with, you can literally use this in real time to get up to speed. I mean, you can use ChatGPT, but there are certain things about it, and that I can't tell you what, but they're literally this is what they're launching the service based on is
Yeah.
for like you're in a meeting, and you can feed it real time data, and it will come back with quick answers and so you can stay in the game, so to speak, and not get lost in meetings, among
Chat
others.
does that too, the ability, but I think what the functionality may be is my brain goes to how do you incorporate meeting notes and what the conversation is to
Right.
when you can just interact with the tool to go based on what we're talking about, say more about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
to
because
remind you.
if you've seen the stock market, it's like everybody's talking about the AI bubble. I was like, this is still so early,
Still
Oh,
so early.
Yeah.
It
well,
is.
it's
We know.
because who the heck's that guy, Michael somebody that was shorting Palantir and Nvidia
Yeah.
or OpenAI? I'm not OpenAI, but Nvidia, and I'm like, what is
Yeah,
going on?
then he just disappeared. He just closed his hedge fund one day and he went away.
Oh, wow.
Right, right.
So I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was listening to the All In podcast, and they were talking about
Mm.
that stuff too. They were like, but I mean, it hit the market hard. It
Yes.
hit it
Yeah.
Yes.
hard. So I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
if and the
Yeah.
reporting of it was like 900 million that the guy was risking, and it was really 9 million because he
Nine
was
million.
shorting
Yeah.
these things.
Right,
And
yeah, because you're just paying the short fees. You're not, yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah. But
because in the
when it tanked the way it did because of them reporting on it that way, I'm sure he probably,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
Right,
got
right,
paid off from his short. So it's just
right.
like,
Then he
whatever.
could, then he could
Yeah, yeah.
close his
Because
fund and say, okay, well, that was a nice
I
piece of
made money.
fiction.
See, I was
I
right.
made
See,
some
I
money
was
from that
right.
fiction.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was right.
yeah,
See,
right, right,
people need to listen to me.
yeah.
So
right.
Yeah,
yeah,
because at least there are individuals like us, there are organizations, paying $20, $30 per month. So these companies are not like dot-com time where nobody was making any revenue. It was just a big hype. Now there's revenue on the table.
yeah.
Nvidia is
Yeah.
making money.
Well, and
OpenAI
what he was
is
talking
making money.
about is they were cooking the books, and it's like
Yeah,
that it's legitimate depreciation,
yeah,
and like they were talking about, it used to be back in the day that you would depreciate. So over time expense costs from certain things like computers. Computers are 3 years back
yeah,
in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
that was
yeah.
it because the improvement was so fast and they just didn't last. I'm
Mhm.
sure that was probably by design. But now it's like Google with data centers or other stuff that they're looking at, and others are depreciating over like 7 years or whatever. Well, it definitely, your bottom line is impacted by that, when you spread out the cost over 7 years versus same thing with Trump talking about going mortgages over 50 years. And I'm like, God, you bury people. I'd be like leasing cars all the time.
That would be horrible. Yeah, 50 years seems way too long.
Well, I think he was just trying to get people to where they can afford houses.
Right.
But then again, what it does is if you do that and lower the entry point of prices, then it can just go up more. I mean, you just qualified people for more stuff. So I think it's good if you want to get in and start flipping houses. It's like, yeah, it can have some negative downstream, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Right.
So, great to connect with you all again. And until next time, I'll put the link in on that one podcast that I ran across because I mean, he demonstrated all the stuff so you all can see it. I'm super freaking excited about Google Workspace, and they have another horse in the race. So anyway, until next time, have a great week, month, whatever, Thanksgiving for the people in the US, all that stuff. Until next time, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Data and dreams combine in the air. From cloud to code, oh, we're everywhere. Innovation driving, we're breaking ground. With AI tools that's turning around. AI become a use. We're powering your moves. Tech that's here for good. Bringing all the moves.